Hello. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. Bridgewater, Jojo, headphones. Hello. How was your week? Hopefully it was good. All right. Hello. So this week wasn't as bad for me. So I'm feeling up to some coding today. So that's what we're gonna try to do anyway. Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I wanted to revisit the unpacking code for the StudyBox files to get a little bit more information out of the ROM, essentially. So that's what we're gonna start today. Yeah, it hasn't been as bad. It was a little slower. Kind of ironically, because it was the week of the 1st. So this is off, right? Okay, yeah, it's off. Which usually that means, like, you know, it's more chaos, but I actually got some stuff done. So yeah. Just dropped a 30-month resub on someone with the message. That's like a quarter of a decade. It took a good half minute to run the math on that. That quarter of a decade. Sure. Uh-huh. Anyway, yeah, so I haven't been in this code in a little while. You no longer have the client that requires you to... Yes! This 1st of month was the first time in like 3 years that I did not work on the 1st. It was a nice feeling. Yeah. I mean, I still like logged in to approve some time cards because I knew I wasn't going to be around early enough the next day, but that was only 5 minutes, so I'm not counting that. But yeah, got rid of that client. They're gone now. So that means I can start cleaning up their bullshit. Which would be nice. 30 Coda Warrior, how you doing? Hello, welcome. But yeah. This end of month was a little smoother. Which is a welcome change. Don't get me wrong. And hopefully the new salespeople are smart enough to not make another contract like that. Yeah. Oh God. God, I hope so. Oh man, I hope so. So I found out the other day. Boots was talking to one of the former VPs, one of the guys who was really high up the org chart. He's not as high up anymore because we were bought. But he was talking to him, and I guess he asked the question or whatever, and found out that before the purchase, before my company was bought out, we weren't making any fucking money. Like, we were hemorrhaging money, apparently. Which, to me, like, I'm just surprised that we stayed in business. Because I knew we weren't doing good. But apparently, like, every single department, like, across all the plants was doing god-awful terrible with sales numbers. Or, you know, with revenue, rather. Which wasn't that much of a surprise to me. Yeah. It was more of a surprise that he openly admitted it. But, yeah. Yeah, hopefully things will change. Like, there's this one customer we have. It's a daily job. They'll send in a file every day, usually. But today, there wasn't anything to print. It was a single statement or whatever the fuck it was that was for the web only. So an online PDF thing. Sometimes we'll just print a single sheet of paper for them. And that's the whole job for that day for them. And I'm like, that we can't be making money on this customer. Like, they're guaranteed to not be covering the cost of the lights being on. Forget about, you know, the cost of printing this piece of paper. I don't know how many clients I had pissed off and lost. So 2 weeks ago, our web server was nailed with some crypto virus bullshit. We were only done for about an hour because we had a spare of one of those, right? Surprisingly enough, we had a copy of it. A week later, on a separate web server, we had another malware attack. Thankfully, this one was caught early enough that we were able to do something about it. But it was a service disruption. So we have a lot of customers pissed off at us right now. Oops. And so for a lot of the web stuff, we're trying to get away from this guy. But there's this vendor that we used to host this crap, and the vendor is severely incompetent and a moron and can't keep his servers updated or running. And it feels like his business is more aimed towards like mom and pops or like people that don't know what the hell they're doing, right? They don't have a business that relies on this shit being up the majority of the time, and we're probably one of their larger customers, and we want to throw him into a volcano because of how much he's a moron and how much customers he's lost us, and the fact that like he will blame everyone around him except himself for things when they go wrong. Oh no, I can't do that because the virus scanner will get in the way because the code's too old, right? The virus scanner will ruin the code and the code won't run. And then our web team is like, no, we're running it locally right now with this stuff installed. That is objectively wrong. Fucking install the virus scanner. Yeah. Unless they've got a nasty contract that basically paid you to be on retainer, basically sounds like both they and you would be better served with them having basic home office printers. That, yeah. But yeah, so we are aggressively cutting our contract with this dipshit that's got a lot of our web data hostage right now. Because he is a piece of shit, doesn't work well with anybody, and doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and is losing us business, and ruining our what little reputation we had. Well, but yeah, we've had problems with virus scans before, but those on publicly accessible servers and with very different workloads, rather different case. Yes, yeah. And the fact that some of these servers had RDP ports open to the general internet. We found out about it because one of our customers went, hey, so our security analyst found this, and it's a screenshot of them RDPing, or with the little RDP login box, onto a server that they should not be able to touch. Yikes. Turns out that was a domain controller, which, not great. Charlie Types, how you doing? Welcome. Really? Is that a Silk Song icon you got? The Hornet? Oh yeah. Yeah, a domain controller. Yep. Double yikes. It is nice. I need to play those games. I haven't gotten around to playing those. But thankfully, I wasn't really involved in that particular dumpster fire. Is it simply considered a high level or now or not? No, not really. So today I probably won't be. There's a 50% chance I won't be doing assembly today. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. So what I'm looking at here, AI can't be decently good at it, actually. It can't. So what I'm looking at here is a utility to help, or not to help, but to deal with, what's it? The StudyBox ROM file format. And those are rather large. I'm going to go to the folder that's got a bunch of them in it real quick. So you can see ROMs, and let's go into the English ones. These are 150 megabyte ROMs. They are NES, or Famicom ROMs. These are the largest ROMs that I am aware of for the Famicom. Some guy, how you doing? Thank you for 45 months. Appreciate that. Oops, pressed it. He's the most powerful. Welcome. As the compiler, ew. Oh God, ew. No, that's disgusting. Why would you ever think that? But yeah. So these are basically a container format, similar to like, Riff, I think, where there's like chunks of data that has like a header and all that kind of crap. Yeah, like delay packets and script packets and name table packets and pattern packets and yeah, that kind of stuff. And headers and whatnot. But yeah, is what Wave is based on. Yes. But RIF is basically a container format that has different chunks of data in it, and each chunk of data has their own header and type and all that kind of crap, right? So you can have a file that's got a bunch of different related data in it, but it's different types of data. In our Scrum Retro, shoot me, we talked about using AI, and this guy was like, oh, sometimes you have to change your prompt 4 or 5 times. I so badly wanted to ask, would it be faster to just make the simple change you wanted instead of asking the Copilot to do it? Yeah, right. So my boss, he wanted to do a thing, right, which basically boiled down to this PDF has an ID number in the file name. Take that ID number and put it on the first page of the PDF. Dead simple. And he didn't want to use some of the bulky processes we have to handle this. He just wanted a simple executable to do it, right? Decode. Oh, fuck off with that. Fight that hard. Fight it. Oh my god. But in my experience with PDF stuff and Go can generate PDFs just fine. But to open and modify a PDF, you're gonna have to use that fucking Unidoc paid library, which I don't even think works very well for a lot of my uses, that's for sure. So I pivoted a little bit and looked at C# and went, all right, is there a library in C# where I can open a PDF and drop some text on it on the first page and then save that PDF? Sure enough, there is. 7 lines of code later, I had a proof of concept. My boss originally presented this to me as, you know, oh, maybe new guy can do it. And I'm like, can I just throw something together real quick? Because I know what you probably want. And I can throw something usable together really easily. So like, can I do this instead of like guiding the new guy through this, please? Oh yeah, parsing a PDF is an absolute nightmare. So I understand why, you know, the libraries in Go are lackluster, to say the least. I get it. I understand. I hate PDFs. I fucking hate PDFs. But yeah, so these aren't like customer PDFs. They are internal. Allegedly, they are. You know, what's the word? Well-formed. There it is. They're well-formed PDFs, right? Not some of the deep-fried garbage that some customers send in. Holy shit. God, we've got this one customer. It's a traffic fine kind of thing, right? From traffic camera type stuff. But it's all different counties and shit, right? And each county has their own like seals and like ever so slightly different layouts and shit. But it's one of those like, hey, you violated a thing. You have a fine to pay. Detach the slip and mail it back with the check kind of thing, right? So detach the slip. All right, so we perf it. A little dotted line where the perf is supposed to be. These are double-sided. So that dotted line is on both sides. Every county, jurisdiction, whatever, has their own layout and does their own thing. None of those perf lines even line up. Some of them are off by like half an inch. What? Nothing lines up right, mostly. Then we discovered, this is a fun one. So I'm glad you brought up parsing it enough to render not being too hard. So about that, by the way, with this specific job, when we send it to the big roll-to-roll printer, it prints fine. But sometimes we get urgent files late in the day, right? 3:30, 4 o'clock, roughly. They're urgent. They need to get out the door now, right? And printing that on the roll-to-roll, and then taking that roll, and then cutting that roll, is a lot of time, especially for like 5 pieces, right? So we have a color cut sheet printer. Now these don't have any mica on them, so just a color printer will do just fine. So we'll bring it over to the color printer, and we'll print it out, and then realize that the first page has form variables in it. $ first name with the first name on top of it. No. What? $ amount. $ city. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. So I'm not entirely sure what causes that. I don't think I really care to find out. Yeah. I have a feeling. So there's like a lot of images on this. So these files are large because they're all like unique. It's 3 like photographs, full color photographs per page that are unique to every single sequence, right? So these files are fucking massive. So my guess is that because if you load it up in like Adobe and scroll, you'll see this happen where it'll show the page, it'll draw part of it, and you'll see those form-filled variable whatever the fucks, right? For like 2 frames. And then Adobe will finish rendering the page, and it will be correct. So my guess is it doesn't finish rendering the fucking PDF before it sends it to print. That's my guess. But yeah, so they send in PDFs like that. There's another customer that sends in PDFs as well. They're, I don't know, some financial institution or some bullshit. We had an issue the other day. 2 separate files. What you see is what you get. Oh, yeah. Is it what you're using to send the PDF to? No. The printer has a dedicated computer. It's the terminal on the thing that has Xerox specific software to communicate with the actual printer hardware. So that's how it's getting over to that. Do we just send the user-generated PDF as is? Kind of. We're processing the PDF by dropping an IMB on it. So we're reading the address and generating an IMB for that, putting it back on the page, and then that's it. Yeah. Yeah, with a slight modification, but yes. And my boss loves PDF input. I told him to go to hell. I told him I hate PDF input. It is trash because of that. And there's like I started to say, there was another customer that we had, it's some financial institution or whatever, that they'll send us. It's another one where it's PDF input, where we just read the name and put a barcode on it and then print it. I have never seen this error. It was like I could load it up in Adobe. I could fucking do whatever on Windows with it, right? send it to the printer starts printing it, and then it gets to like a specific page in the print file, and then goes, nope, invalid PDF argument, and then shits itself. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? Do you have any... It's just invalid? You're not going to tell me what the argument was? Or where it was? Or anything? You're just going to say, fuck you? Okay. Well, so that form filling thing, it wasn't consistent. It was extremely inconsistent. You print the same thing back to back 3 times, 1 or 2 of them will be wrong. Yeah, not the whole thing. Reports control error with no error. Yeah. So I opened this PDF up in Adobe, and I scrolled to the page that the last page that it was able to generate on the printer, whatever, because it'll tell you how many images or whatever it was able to rip. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna scroll to that, and I see a massive fuck you black box on one side, and then another massive black box in the middle of the page. I'm like, oh no, what is this trash? And apparently, that's supposed to be like an image or some shit that like the transparency didn't work on. So it's just a black box. What? And then you scroll to other pages and like, oh, this one's got a fucking calendar in it because I don't know why. Wait a minute, I can count the pixels. Oh God. And there's like scanned images in there too that are fucking cockeyed. I hate PDFs. I hate PDFs, especially if they're coming from the customer. Especially if they're coming from the customer. Because that who knows what they're using to make that? Fucking hate PDFs. Yeah, so only a handful are wrong, and it varies which ones are wrong. It's more common towards the beginning of the file, but not guaranteed to only be in the beginning of the file. Before we caught on to what was wrong, we said fuck it and mailed them as is. Yeah. We allegedly quality check stuff. We don't. We say fuck it. Oh, the machine didn't throw an error? Fuck it. Mail it. What do you mean we mailed this yesterday? That happened not too long ago. Another customer pissed off at us because we accidentally remailed a job. We mailed the job twice. It was checks. Just severe incompetence. I don't understand. I don't understand how, honestly. Yeah, it's something weird at it. So, something I don't care enough to try and figure out at this point, honestly. Yeah. All right. Where's this export? Oh, right here. Okay. Anyway, so the first thing I want to actually look at for this, unpacked, and let's go to English. No. Hearing 06. Okay. Yeah, if your company doesn't care, then there's no reason for you to care, and it's unlikely that you can do much about it anyway. Yeah. I think Archiboots actually had an argument with the plant manager. Because he brought something up that wasn't right, and the plant manager's just like, fucking, who cares? That's basically what it boiled down to. So then Archiboots is like, oh, so you're telling me that I just care too much? Is that what I'm hearing from you? That I just give too much of a shit about doing good work? And I should care less? That's what you're telling me as the plant manager? Okay, buddy. I'm gonna not give a shit anymore. Fuck it. Yeah. I work at a fucking circus, I swear to God. Fucking circus! Alright. Sounds like a best response, right? Now. Alright, so yeah, this stuff here is what I want to make a little bit more informational. A circus! Yeah. Those packet.txt files. These guys. Page info string. Okay, found that. Oh, it. Wow. Okay, so that info string. Page info string, though. Data pages. Is that one of these? CD over to ROM. grep. Info string. ROM. Why the fuck? Okay. Info string. All right. Address P ASM. ASM? What the fuck? Packet ASM. Okay. All right. So it's just a bunch of these. All right. Work RAM load. Address high. Do I print that? Yes. Bank ID. I do also print that. Bank address. Okay. Do I actually print out all the information that I already need? Have, whatever. Checksum data address. I don't put the address on there. Address, $. Percent 04 X, probably. Length like that. Checksum, we're gonna do that. So that's the 1, 2, 3, third. So 1, 2, 3. P dot address. Data start. Okay, what's that? Arg A, arg B. Let me actually label those. Data type. Type. Arg A. Arg B. Address. And then the checksum. Address percent dollar sign percent 0%. Thank you. 04x. Then checksum like that. Dot address. Where's the other one that I did? This one. There it goes. Okay. Hello, how do you say your name? You know, Paoletti? Maybe? Welcome. Fucking, how you doing? Yes, $30. Do I actually set that address? Oh, we're gonna find out. I have no idea. We'll find out. Find out, it's fine. Probably. Don't worry about it. All right, mark data end. What's in here? Reset type, address, and checksum. The fuck? Mark data end S. TSTR. What the fuck is that? Type string. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, and this is like, what the fuck is that actually? What? S raw bytes. Okay. Raw. And then adder dollar sign percent 04x. These are all actually lowercase, aren't they? Address. Address. Yeah. Mr. FedEx. Order a Steam Deck. Ooh, took 3 days to ship, 3 days to get the delivery date. Just to then get pushed back. Delivery date came and it got pushed back again. Pushed back 3 times. It's been 3 weeks. Wow. As close as 30 minutes from me only to go back to. What? Oh, so they're just juggling it around their different facilities. That's frustrating. Jesus. Did it end? Okay. Padding. I don't think I want the raw of that. I don't think I care about any of that. We're gonna leave that one as is. Packet header. What is in that one? Page number, checksum, and then address. I'm not sure address was ever actually set for a lot of this stuff. To the capital again. Packet delay, length of checksum. I don't care about anything else on that one, honestly. Work RAM load. Okay. Contact the Seaman FedEx. FedEx says it's on its way. They said it's at the facility it's supposed to be. Just before being delivered, Steam says to wait to see what happens with FedEx. Yeah. It's going to a P.O. box? It let you send it to a P.O. box? That's... Usually they won't let you send packages to a P.O. box. Alright. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Make. Okay. Now we're going to... I have to re-extract the damn thing. Oh, God. So we're gonna... Actually, I need the full string, like that. Kind of. See over there, then up one. Okay. Code. Ness. Go StudyBox. Bin, I think? Util unpack. ROMs. Enjoy English. Hearing tape. 06. Post office will put a key in a box if it's too big. Oh, nice. What is segment 01 packet numbers survey PNG? Those are... Oh, yeah, like these guys? Those are a image of what that character data is. Okay. Let's see if any of that stuff is actually... Goodbye, how you doing? Populated now. Wow, okay, the address actually is populated. Interesting. Because that is the fucking beginning of the goddamn line. Oh my god. I don't need that. I don't need that anywhere in there. Because that's literally the first line. The first... Oh my god. Okay, well... Gonna undo that shit, I guess. Decent-ish. Just have to force myself to take a break. Feel you there, yeah. Alright, so let's get rid of that one. That. Next ASM. Okay, and the next one. I'm keeping that typester, whatever the hell, and the reformat of this guy. I'm keeping that. Yeah, so that's the that's like this stuff here, right? So I got this guy. I'm gonna tell you, FedEx got me fucked up. I was watching a dude literally explore an abandoned hospital in Fukushima. Oh boy. The radioactive town. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I found a study box in really? That's hilarious. They found a study box in the nurse's station. What? I am curious, honestly. Yeah. If you find it, drop it in Discord. I'd be very interested in seeing that. Not from work, from psychological/social stress. Yeah, I feel ya. That's why separate getter then, because the surrounding code already does part of that for you already. Yeah, probably. Apparently, the nurses are trying to learn English. Yeah. I'll try to. Good luck. Good luck. If you find it, let me know. All right. Actually, I can just do dot address, because that'll get me most of it. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm making everything harder for myself. Fantastic. I even had it in here at one point. Countdown code prints the full data. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want the full data. Okay. Again. Broke some shit. Get rid of that. No, not that one. Get rid of that. And that one. It's just those two. Okay. Let's try this again. Hang on. Give me a second. I'll try it again. Yeah, drop the arg without the format. Yep. Oops. That's where I would expect to find one. Yeah, right? At a nurse's station? The city wasn't really any different than the other before the war. Before the war? Wait, huh? You mean before, before, that power plant melted down? 2011, yeah. Basically, I've been stressing myself out by wanting to help someone out, but at the same time, not wanting to hurt the other party involved. A shit show. I don't want to hurt the other side. Yeah, it wasn't a war. It was a tsunami. Yeah. A war against the weather, maybe, but how do you mix up a tsunami and a war? You war on the water? Yeah. God, have you guys seen some of the what's it? The video footage from that tsunami, the floods from that? Fucking horrifying. Oh my god. Just like a wall of water basically coming, and it doesn't stop. Yeah, I don't think I watched it live. But yeah, people that had their video, their home camcorders out or whatever the hell, right? Fucking terrifying. Yeah, terrifying. Ma, come inside. We gotta go. Come on, Ma, get inside. No. We gotta go. We gotta go to higher ground, Ma. They get the higher ground. Not 2 minutes later, right where that person is standing. The water's all the way up the phone pole and a car's floating by. It's like, Jesus Christ, what were you waiting for? Get the fuck up that mountain. Oh my god. What? Huh? What are you going to do against a wall of water? Fuck all, except run. I remember seeing some of the footage where I guess some fishermen or whatever heard the warning, saw it coming, whatever, jumped in their boat and fucking gunned it out to sea. Like fuck it, if the boat stays here, it sinks. Period. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Out to deeper water where there isn't phone poles underwater. I'm getting out there where there's a chance we'll be okay. Weren't there ships like kilometers inland? Probably. Yeah. But yeah, so I remember seeing like some footage of this boat like fucking bolting down like, you know, a river or whatever, right? And it's at like the outlet, right? So that's what the camera's perspective is. And they're fucking punching it as hard as they can. And they're going head first into some kind of large waves, actually. And but, you know, they're trying. They are giving it their all. And behind them, you start seeing, like, other boats that no one's in just get engulfed and flipped and ruined, destroyed, right? Yeah. Fucking terrifying footage. The worst is how preventable the nuclear incident was. Yeah. 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 And I want to say, hang on. So the one thing I remember from that time, I just want to make sure I get my dates right. Yeah. This was airing at that time. And when that tsunami hit, it was like this was on its like last one or two episodes, right? And they had to delay this like a few weeks because the last few episodes were a fucking tsunami. And they're like, oh shit, wait, we gotta not do that. We need to rework this whole episode. Oh fuck, we need to rework the whole ending. Oh god. Don't make me feel old. We're old. Get over it. Get over it. Yeah, the open sea is the safest place in a tsunami. Yes. Yeah, because it's the, like many things, it isn't the speed that kills you, it's the sudden stop. Or, you know, it's the delta, it's the difference in forces, right? In a tsunami, a wall of water's coming and you're on solid ground that isn't going to really move. But that water's not going to stop. And you don't want to be caught between that, right? But if you're out in the open ocean, you don't even notice the water moving beneath you. You know? There's nothing to, like, for the water to really hit. You know, on top, you get what I'm saying, though. Yeah. One of the somewhat more recent, Nintendo delays the announcement of the new Zelda game because of the recent events in the UK. What recent events in the UK? Did I miss something? Yeah, a lot of water in those final... Yeah, you remember those final scenes, right? Where it's rubble and, like, you know, ankle-high water or whatever? Yeah, apparently that was a tsunami or something. Yeah, it all comes down to water does not compress. Talking about this if that would have aired within a week or two. I think it was like airing during the tsunami, right? So I think there's TV rips of this where, because the rips from TV have the weather warnings popping up during the show. So, like, I remember seeing some of the rips where it pops up a fucking warning message saying, hey, tsunami's coming, and there's a little map of Japan with, like, some red outlines in places, like, fucking don't be here. So I can find that. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Because I mean, that was a lot of years ago, so I don't know if those rips are really around anymore. Because they're, you know, TV rips or whatever, and they're not like the best quality. And Blu-ray rips have come out. Fucking. God damn it. God damn it. Hello. Emohe? Emohe? How do you say name? Welcome. How you doing? But yeah. Mama can't go to high ground. Tokyo-san, right? Moe. Moe. Got it. Thank you. I'll see if I can remember that. Welcome. How you doing? Just a thought. Yeah, right? That's the reverse the world's incidents during a tsunami, and it actually happens. Right? Mo? 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 Emoe? Emoe. MOE? You'll learn quickly that I mispronounce shit all the goddamn time. I'll mispronounce my own fucking name sometimes, alright? So, like, don't be offended, please. It's not you, it's me. Anyway. Actually, you're fine. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Can't read, can't math, can barely write. It's just the usual stuff, really. Yeah, just the usual shit. Do it together, wish for the best. The fuck it, let's see what sticks mentality. I love it. I love it. I use that all the time at work. Fuck it, let's see what sticks. Throw everything at the wall. That's good. That's funny though. All right. And yeah, he still writes pretty good code even in assembly, right? I don't know. I don't fucking know how that happens, honestly. It's a mystery to me. The code sometimes even works, which is even stranger. Monkeys and typewriters. Yeah, exactly. Monkeys and typewriters. That's how it happens. Exactly. You got it. You nailed it. Oh God. Oh. Anyway, so I guess there isn't much more information to squeeze out of this stuff, unless I like want to reformat how all of it is done. Actually, let's do another one of these, and then that, and then where am I going? Assembly is simple, which isn't the same thing as easy, but it's probably easier to write when you've been climbing the Balmer's Peak. Yeah, climbing Balmer's Peak. Yeah. Why is there Japanese in the terminal? Fantastic question. The thing I am reverse engineering is called the StudyBox. Don't let the English letters fool you. This was only sold in Japan. It's basically a tape drive for the Famicom. The programs on it came on tape, and they were like learning lesson things. And let me skip back to this directory real quick. Hearing 6. Okay, so you notice there's a WAV file here. That's why these ROMs are fucking massive. Each of these ROMs is like 150 megabytes, right? That's because there's recorded audio on these tapes. So on one channel, it's recorded audio, and on the other channel, it's data. That's what all this other shit is the data, right? The decoded data. Things like character ROM data, or name table layout data, or script data. This one here, script data. And these are just like, this is just like metadata stuff here. So this is used to put together lessons for like teaching English, right? So you can have someone in a studio record a line in English and have it play back on the Famicom as recorded on, not some like chiptune bit crunched nonsense, as actual audio, like understandable audio and like music and shit, right? It's fascinating. So that's why there's it's in Japanese on the terminal, because it's Japanese learning material. But yeah, can we hear the WAV files? Absolutely. So that's not where I wanted to be. Let's go over. Hang on. I have to be careful where I go sometimes on stream. Don't worry about it. All right, and then nope. StudyBox title is another weird one. Unpacked. Hearing 06. Okay. That one. And then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna pause that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab not these. I'm gonna grab the raw tape. Yeah, let's grab this one. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so this is the raw audio recording from a cassette. The top audio channel, I don't fucking know which one that is. Split. Okay, so this one up here is the recorded audio. You'll notice that it, looks like something you would see for recorded audio, some speech or what have you, music or whatnot. Down here is the data. Now I'm going to go ahead and make that a spectrogram so you can actually see some of the data. All right? I'm going to mute we're just going to play the top one here. And it might be really loud. We'll find out. Oh, there he goes.
Enjoy English 1号この号では自分の名前が言えるようになるのよさあユニット1からスタート
Yeah. Very punchy. Exactly. You have no vowels in your name. How am I supposed to pronounce that? Padawensis? Maybe. How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, it's literally just a normal audio tape on that channel. And then this other channel, I'm going to turn the audio down a little bit. This channel is a little different. Turn it way down. It's a little different. I'll stop that now. Kind of makes your ears bleed a little bit if you listen to it. The rest of them, not quite. No, I want to actually just close that. And when put all together, I want and I also want my controller. There's my controller. Hang on, let me get my controller connected real quick. So I'm gonna hit some buttons. 4000 baud motor noises. Yeah, pretty much. Connect. Can you explain how this has voice and data on the two different channels, left and right? So I'm gonna show you the ROM for that tape. So what that tape does when it's loaded up. Open. Actually, I'm gonna stop it over here because I don't know. Oh, good. Enjoy English. Okay, so this is going to be tape number 1. So this is the exact same one we were looking at before. This right here is the UI for the StudyBox itself. This is the firmware for it. Video size 4x. This is just the firmware for it. So pages are kind of like chapters that you can skip to. These all come with workbooks that I have somewhere, but I also have pictures of them. Workbooks. Enjoy English. Give me the raw. Lesson 1. Looks like this, right? So you follow along, unit 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. The page, this page here, is this number. So unit 1 starts on page 2. Unit 2 starts on page 5, so on and so forth. I'm just going to start at page 1. Can you hear that? You can hear that, right? Price and features, yeah. Yes, tape.
Enjoy English 1号この号では自分の名前が言えるようになるのよさあユニット1からスタート
Tapes. I'm enjoying it. Bump, 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 bump. Nope. Bump. So what's playing now is actually this tape here. You can't see it because of the glare, but that's English number 1. And these are just standard
名
cassette
前が
tapes.
言えるようになろ
Get it now. Sounds on one side, days on the others. Yes. Yes, yes. Come on. Zip up, damn it. Come on. This is, oh my God. This thing's starting to fall apart. That's what I get for buying some cheap off Amazon. Johnny! So yeah,
Hello, 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 hello.
there's a bunch of recurring characters. These are the brother Chance.
Hello, hello.
Fuck, what are their names?
I'm Akira.
His name's Akira.
What's your name?
And
What's your name?
before you ask, that flickering that happens with the sprites, that happens on hardware as well. That's not the emulator. That happens on hardware.
I'm Arnie.
Arnie, yep. It was Arnie, okay.
I'm Arnie. It's nice to meet you. It's
nice to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too.
You know who it was? So these, I forget the actual name of the company that made these. They were bought and sold like a half a dozen times. But they're like a language learning company. I remember when compact cassette was the new thing that was going to replace reel-to-reel tapes. Ooh, boy. Oh, yeah, the implementation's god-awful terrible. There it is. Yeah, Fukutake Shoten. Yeah. A lot of really weird problems that we've been discovering. So that whole, like, dance animation thing, that is all scripted. That's in this script here, mostly. So another part of this disassembly and reverse engineering is figuring out what the hell the script is. So this is what we've got so far with reverse engineering a domain-specific language that is interpreted on the StudyBox device in real time. And we've discovered that some of the jank in the flickering and all that kind of bullshit is because of how this script is interpreted and the way it handles a bunch of shit with this script. It's so jank. Oh my God. Actually, no, this is the hearing tape. So this isn't the one that's actually doing that animation. That'd be in oh boy. Huh? That'd be in here somewhere. Why are all these the wrong fucking... Oh, my God. That none of these should be executable. They're all executable because reasons. Jank. Oh, yeah. Things not smooth, right? Flickering, that kind of stuff. When you see artifacts and whatever, right? It's clunk. Yeah. So, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a frame or two there where you saw tiles that weren't correct, right? That's because of how it switches fucking screens or whatever, right?
こんにちは。いよいよ
こんにちは。
英語のレッスンのスタート。ユニット1ではね、英語で
Him popping in
自分の
like
名前
that.
が言えるようになっちゃうのよ。
Can I get it? Right there. Look at that. So see how his ears are kind of like ear and a little bit of hair is detached by a pixel from the rest of them? Because those sprites didn't move with the rest of the meta sprite. That's jank. That right there is jank. And the reason it is that way is because of how, again, it interprets and runs the script. It is incredibly inefficient and terrible. It does so many different operations to like put something on the screen and animate it that sure it's flexible, but holy crap, it is unbelievably inefficient. So you get stuff like that all the time, and that happens on hardware too. It's not, like I said, it's not the emulator doing that. Johnny. That wasn't necessarily jank. That was more of like an animation kind of thing.
Let's start.
Let's start. Yeah, no worries.
Hello, I'm Momotaro.
Momotaro. Hello, Momotaro. Think of the wiring in my house. Oh my god. At least one GFCI installed backwards, multiple circuits with reversed hot and neutral. BX cable that uses cloth-covered rubber insulation. Oh my god. And one cable run that we still haven't tracked down. Oh no. That's terrifying.
Hello, I'm called Monkey. What's your name?
There's some jank right there. The way StudyBox works, the StudyBox is a tape device you plug into your Famicom. Yeah. StudyBox reads the tape, then basically emulates the NES part, then sends the data to the NES. Not quite. Not really. When the Famicom goes, you ain't fitting that thing into a front loader. You'd be surprised. I have successfully booted up a StudyBox on a front-loading NES. Granted, the cover was off, but don't worry about that. It's fine. It's details. Sheesh. Yeah, this was a while ago when I still turned the damn thing on, but don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Or I'll be in 5 years. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow. That's a lie. I know exactly where I'll be. There's a celebration of life party for a great aunt that passed away recently. But mixture cable is no longer hot. Okay, that was my worry. All right. Someday we'd like to track down where it goes. Yeah, I know where I'll be tomorrow. I think I know where I'll be on Sunday because I stream on Sunday. So presumably I'll be sitting here on Sunday. I know where I'll be for a week and a half in October because those tickets are paid for. Well, I said it's still fascinating how they went about the whole StudyBox ecosystem. Oh, yeah. The tapes, decoding, the interpreter itself are really fast. Oh, yes. Very fascinating. All that for a very niche market, which apparently was an absolute hit with kids. Because, like, there's fan art of the characters, right? Like, this is a physically printed. This isn't like drawn on by the previous owner. No. Kids sent in fan art, and they went, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" and then printed the fan art in a special edition. That's what this is. Yeah. Shit, I'm sorry, Flakin. Also, apparently, with the Japanese nurses. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, Little Mary is a reoccurring character in the English series. It's one of the ones that went from the basement to the attic and then split in all different directions, which I never found anything connected to after inventorying every outlet and connected device that you could find. Oh. I have some light switches like that. My landlord put like I'm looking right at one of them, that's why I'm looking this way. Put a little cover over it so like you won't hit it accidentally, and it's still open on one side so you can if you really wanted to. So I asked him, like just before I moved in, "Hey, what are these covers on these switches? Like, what do they do?" And he goes, "I have no idea." What? He goes, "Yeah, my electrician couldn't figure out where they went." Neat. So I'm never going to touch those. All right. One of them is right next to my fucking door. closer to the door than the light switch to turn the fucking light on. And remove them. Oh, nice. Got an ad for Chrome Enter. What the fuck is Chrome Enterprise? What? 2 weeks ago, I had to play Circuit Breaker Bingo to determine which breaker blew the main. Pop bingo. Yahtzee. Amazing. Amazing. All right, let's set this up again. Amazing. Yeah. Cover there's a bunch of admin functions where your boss can be alerted when you visit certain sites or restrict extensions or downloads. That shouldn't be something you need to pay for. Internet Explorer doesn't make you pay for that shit. I don't think Firefox does either. Apparently it was the breaker for the outside lighting, so no big deal. All right, yeah. If one switch doesn't do anything anymore, but I know what it was for and may yet reconnect it. I'll have to rerun some of the cable since it got disconnected in the fire. That's fair. Gina, say don't welcome. Is Google betting on some dumb motherfucker is going to think that Enterprise Chrome is more useful than regular Chrome? I don't know about more useful, but more of like to check a security box on their checklist or some bullshit. Right? This is a while ago now. Yeah, his house caught on fire. How long ago was this? Like 2 years ago? I want to say at least. So yeah. So the power line between the power pole and the breaker box apparently caught fire. So on the company's side of that whole wiring mess, it wasn't on a Bridgewater side of the breaker box. Between the meter box and the breaker box. Oh, okay. The meter socket and the breaker box. So, it was your side. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. But it's still on the other side of the breaker box. Jesus. But yeah, so that was an adventure that Bridgewater went through that spawned him or encouraged him to find out the exact state of his wiring situation in the building, to which he found numerous horrors. Finds the thing. Oh, we're disconnecting that right the fuck now. Like, nope, not doing that anymore. Oh, that's why that light didn't work right. Unplug that. Do that better. We're pass through some stuff with the structural beams. Yeah, just drill a hole into anything. It's fine. And there's a circuit at my mom's house that generally blows whenever the power comes back after having been gone for a bit. What? Well, the first time it's been turned on after having been off for a bit. But I know why. It's the desktop PCs on that circuit, which apparently doesn't have enough inrush current, limiting the current. Ah, yeah. So if you got too much shit that you turn on at once, it just overloads it. Yeah, because it's the initial jump. It's the initial push of it, right? The initial spike. A good bit of the movie, fucking Apollo 13 is about that, actually. Powering the computers back on in the right order, so you could get everything powered on and didn't blow the breaker or fuse or whatever the fuck. The second or third time the caps are charged enough that it doesn't happen again. It is a very good movie, yeah. When running on generator power, we have to be careful with the cold storage. It's all in one circuit, and it's 2 freezers and a refrigerator. Ooh, that seems like a lot on one circuit. Not entirely accurate, but still a good movie. Yeah. Yeah, the communications between the astronauts and the ground were greatly exaggerated from the actual, like, what was actually recorded, right? But that makes better a better movie, you know? I don't know. The dance was to turn the lot off, get the generator going, then connect them one at a time. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Would you wait for one to like complete a cycle? There's an amazing podcast on the BBC about Apollo 11. Or on that topic. Oh, really? Apollo 11. I can hear my neighbors. With a 64, will a 64 gig micro SD card not show full space? What do you? Huh? What do you mean? Welcome, by the way. Gamer Jam. I can't do that on Twitch, Captain Pie. 3 seasons now? Seasons? What do you mean seasons? Oh, podcast. Oh, okay. The problem was the inverse current on the compressor motors, right? They would quickly desync once they were going anyway. If they all kicked on at once, it was a problem. That's fair, yeah. That's what I figured it would be, yeah. Them all popping on at once the power came back, yeah. I'm wondering because I got an MP3 player and wondering how much space I'll have. They still make those? I mean, if you can't really like count in number of songs or whatever, but I don't know, 64 gig of that will probably be safely usable. Season 1 is about Apollo 11, Season 2 is about 13, and 3 is about the space shuttle. Oh, nifty. I'll have to listen to that sometime. Yeah. All media storage technology will always be like 97% of advertised. Yeah. 59.6. Google says maybe it takes a little bit. Well, yeah. So there's always going to be some overhead for file system stuff, right? That and it's not guaranteed that a file will take up exactly its allotted space on disk. That makes any sense? So the way that disks are, or the way that storage is provisioned is in like blocks, right? Block sizes. So a block is either free or used, right? So if you have blocks at like 1K, for example, right? 1 kilobyte. Unless your file is exactly a multiple of 1 kilobyte, 1, 2, 3, 4 kilobytes exactly, it's going to take up a partial page, right? So if it's a half a kilobyte, 500 bytes or whatever, 512 bytes are going to be empty and wasted, right? That's why a lot of small files will take up more space than if they were in a tar file, in a single file, like all concatenated into one, basically, right? It's because of the headers for the files, and the fact that on disk, a file always starts at, a page boundary, but doesn't necessarily completely fill up all those pages, right? All those chunks. But there's a lot that goes into that, so I am glossing over a lot, because there's stuff like, depending on what file system you have, the index for where the files are takes up a different amount of space, right? Files may have a header or whatever. There's a free space bitmap that records where all the free space actually is, but it all varies between the different file system types. Do file headers have rights? It's a file system level thing for rights. And they all handle it a little differently. So, the save space is usually raw disk space, right? While the file explorer will show what's still free after some of it is used by the file system, etc. The header, the overhead of the file system, yeah. Plus the difference between gigabytes and gigabytes, yeah. Depending how much detail they go. Season 1, they go through every minute of the final 13 minutes of Apollo 11. Wow. Before landing on the moon. The final episode was has the uninterrupted 13 minutes of communications in the ground control for you to listen to after building up all the required knowledge and details over the previous episodes. Nice. So you actually understand what they're talking about. That's neat. No. No. All right, let's go back to hearing. Why do those... Why are any of these executable? What? None of those should be executable. Turn that off for now. Create them with, yeah, I create them with the wrong perms somewhere. What the hell is the export function again? Export. Create. That's just a create. Make. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Before UMass, because that's what most of the APIs tell you to give, the UMass then modifies it. Right. That's what it's supposed to do. Yeah. At work, at work, that's all jacked up. So the UMask that we have, that I've got set on my on my account, is all zeros. Nothing's masked out because the perms are fucked across the board. And I haven't gotten around to fixing it without breaking everything yet. Oh. Okay, now then, for the scripts themselves, ls star script data .dat. There's a few of them. Okay, so for fn star script script data .dat do but no code nest go StudyBox bin script to code. Nope, no, I want a command script to code. File write some stats. Do I even use that? I mean, I guess. Oh, it's that shit. Yeah, okay. All right. Wait, input, output, stats, okay. Input, output, text, stats is going to be f percent dot stats dot text. done. Okay. What? God, I missed the audio. Ah. Find that real quick. Okay. Minus X audio. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, so Vim that. What? Oh, I want this one. Vim that. Okay. Yeah, so it's yep, a list of the used opcodes and how many times it's been used. Unknown count, unknown instructions. Okay. Oh wow, some of them are all set. Look at that. We're doing pretty good. 4 different unknowns used a total of 7 times. Yes, that's what that's what that means. Yep. 4 separate instructions used a total of 7 times. 2 used a total of 7 times. 2 used a total of 7 times. So what is this guy? There it goes. var, god damn it. Set word 4E, long call. Isn't this like a bank? So I think long call uses, yeah, it should be a label, but it's a label on a different script. Which is the trouble, because more than one script can be loaded at a time, and it will, that long call changes banks and then jumps to somewhere. So I don't know how I could really nicely disassemble that. Cause yay, bank switching. Yeah. Let me go back to that tape. Hearing 6. Debugger. And reading anything in there. Not that. I want the audio. Is that in? That's not in all of them, is it? Long call. 25. Okay. You either need a metadata for the other script in some way to find it, or just use something generic like var label xxx. Yeah. And just not note that as a label var for the current script. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that handler. Handler long call. Good location. Oh, there's already turn it on. Okay. Did this one have instructions? Arg count stack arguments 1. That okay, yes, technically. Because this isn't an argument. That doesn't set an argument on the stack. It sets a variable. This is the stack argument. When asked if we could make it match what would be output of that other script, yeah, that's gonna be hard, I think, because I would need to have both scripts like in memory to find out all that shit, right? For label, yes, yeah. But I would need a way to like to match what script is where. You know? If you assume it uses the generic auto-generator label syntax, yeah. I mean that syntax I could change, because I came up with it. Welcome back, Jojo. So I do have a file that I threw together for labels, so I can actually generate labels of my own, or I can dictate what I want a label to be, and the program will read it and use that label whenever it sees it. But I would do like I would need to actually have a proper format for these things. Finding the metadata, yeah. I'm waiting for it to hit that part in the script, by the way. Forgot to mention earlier, my boss is getting a new team. His bosses are kind of not kind of screwing over. And I think I'm getting team lead. Yay! Congrats, I guess. I hate having to deal with fucking timesheets and shit of other people. Totally screwing over, yeah. I don't want team lead either. That's basically what I'm supervisor, I guess, technically. I don't know. More work without more pay? Yeah. And that's what I got, too. More work without more pay. We assume you can't do that for now. I think the best you can do is assume that the label has been redefined in that way. And write it as if there's only the auto name for it, but something around it to mark it as not being in this script. Right. Actually, I think that word 4E, that set 4E, I think that's only ever used with that long call. So if I, how do I identify that stuff? Okay, labels. Auto label. There's tokens. Switches, jump call. Ooh, could be one of these. Kind of? No. Is there a, what is that set? 9-6? 9-6. What does this actually have to do? Where's our hang on, let me make sure I know what I'm actually doing in this part of the code. For the range of the tokens, okay, so for each token. And then, am I writing stuff out? Finding labels. Is this just validating shit? And getting, Yeah, it's just validating shit. Because it's already tokenized. Okay. Far label. Okay. Script dot labels adder equals auto label adder. Then I'm going to grab this, paste it, far label true. No, not that one. No, no, I need that inline. Can you only have one label per address? If so, what happens if you have a subroutine at the same address in both scripts and both get called? Good question. I'm not sure. One will overwrite the other. Yeah. I could do that. Oh, oops, I need the, this. Paste that far label true. Like that. Like that. Okay, this has a variable number of things. Jump recall. If inline is 0. Okay, yoink. Paste. If inline is 0, missing address. Now we're gonna grab yoink that, put it there. I'm not looking for a found. No address. All right, so this will only create the address if it exists. If it finds it, it'll only create the label if it finds it in the current script. Right. That's what that does. This is it's not going to find it in the current script ever. Probably. Do you even need to record it as a label in the current script? It will or should. What's it? Populate that in the argument. Though I suppose I can just not. I could just let's see what happens with that. Where is the for loop? I'm gonna do that so it doesn't make the label for it. Yeah. All right, let's go back to this. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the bank, and then this is. Oh yeah, that is going to be like where it's going. Don't know this code well enough to say how hard it would be to output this as a label without it being created as one for the script. Yeah, honestly, I think. So if I just do that, and then where do I command to code? Tokens. Token dot string. Okay. Its target is variable. I don't think I set either of those, do I? Token nut is target or variable. Okay, here's this stuff. The auto. Oh, this is the auto label stuff here. Else labels. Comment is if okay and comment is not blank. Dash just the comment. I don't know what'll happen. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it doesn't actually generate that in here anywhere. Okay. Trying to remember why that would be though. Is a variable. Oh, because I set that shit here. I set that in here. So okay, so I'm not setting is target anywhere. Because that's what those loops are doing. Those are finding the target and setting it. And this one's looking for variable stuff. Got it. All right. All right, Camp, you have a good night. Or have a better night, I guess. See you on Sunday. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Let's put labels as var xxx. Yeah. On purpose, it looked like code labels but might not have been. Yeah, so this here is what... This loop here is what... finds the labels, I guess. Find and mark labels for a few instructions. So do not set is target for any address in this file. What? Text was 79. That's far more than 79. Why isn't it wrapping? God damn it. I goes to like here. Whatever. The script text had labels in the code like that where it would have thought it had been... Oh, yeah. So it thought it was a variable because it was defaulting to this code here. Because with the switches and the jump and call instructions, I explicitly say, hey, this is a code label. That's what that is. Those two. Whereas down here, if it falls through and it has, word or it exists somewhere in the file, but it's not part of a jump or a call or whatever. That's where it says, oh, but this one's a variable, right? That's what that does here. But for this, I am generating a label for it, basically. But not setting the target anywhere, kind of. It's kind of hacky, honestly, the way I'm doing this. Because the target isn't determined from the label. It's determined the other way around, where I'm looping through all the addresses and seeing if a label for that address exists instead of the other way around, right? Yeah. Suspect to mark code lines as variables? Yes. Because I don't want that one or that one. Where the fuck are these defined? Call switch. Oh, I broke it. Cool. down here. These are proper variables that are initialized to something. These guys are initialized. But that other var stuff... Call absolute 85. Is that not? It is. What the fuck? Be horrified by it on stream. It's in fourth, isn't it? Isn't it? Thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it. Okay, so the first instance of that is a call absolute. It's being overwritten. That's why. This would be the version with the sed script. Oh, God. That generates another sed script. And yes, the core part is in fourth. Of course it is. Okay, so for push word, I'm going to... remove that. Case 0x. Yeah, it's an immediate, yeah. Okotinek? Okotinek? Hello, how you doing? What am I doing? I am going through a bunch of my decompilation code and fixing it a little bit. B8. Okay. B8. Oko. All right. Welcome. How you doing? Inline. Actually, no, hang on. Hey, no, wait. Op count. Do I? Instructions. Push word. Stack arguments. That's in bytes. Inline operand, length in bytes. I kind of want like a inline absolute. Like that. Oops. So for most of this stuff, we're gonna make that false. This isn't gonna compile anymore because I added a thing to everything. False. False. Nope. Like that. That's fine. Or, no, I want that. Hang on. I'm being stingy a little bit. Paste like that. Whoa. God damn it. That. I just got into assembly for customizing my LFS kernel. Ooh, in Canadian high school. Nice. What did I say? I don't remember what I said. Welcome, though. How you doing? Yeah, this is some compilation code that I am working in. All right. That's not where I wanted that to go. So basically, I did it again. Basically, the code that I am working with and decompiling, well, this is what it looks decomiled, but it's for this thing, the StudyBox, which is a tape drive for the Famicom. It's got like English lessons and stuff like that for Japanese school children between grades 3 and 5. Yeah, it has its own domain-specific scripting language, and I am, trying to figure out what that language does. So, this is the one of the programs, by the way. It's a hearing tape. This one doesn't have much in the way of quizzes or whatever. It's just like a hey, see if you can understand what they're saying, right? So let me pause the music real quick. I'll pause that over here, and then I'm gonna turn audio back on. Audio, turn it on. This is easy just to really demonstrate. The wrong button.
Bakery.
Bakery. Points to bakery, walks away.
Toy shop.
Toy shop.
Toy shop.
Yeah, you already said that. And he's gonna walk away. No. What window manager desktop environment am I using? I'm using XFCE. XFCE, yeah. It's just bare bones, gets out of my way. I'm running Arch, and this stuff here, this is Tmux and Vim. So I can do, fancy shit like this. And this is a terminal window manager thing. Yeah, I do everything in Vim. I use it all the time at work and at home.
School.
Hey, you said that already. Come on. And this is Messin, where I've got a fantastic debugger and a suite of debugging tools. This is the emulator that I'm using. The only one that I'm aware of that can actually run these ROMs, by the way. The only one that actually properly implements the mapper and allows you to load these ROMs, which are massive in terms of Famicom ROMs. Normally, Famicom ROMs are a few kilobytes, right? 8, 16, 32, 64, somewhere around there. I think some of the largest commercial ROMs were like a meg, maybe. These ROMs are on the order of 150 megabytes because of all the audio. Because it comes on tapes. These are cassette tapes. What these programs come on. Here's number 12 of English Plus. 19, yes. Not quite at that old. These are early 90s, specifically. A lot of dates for 1992 and 1991. It's 150 megs because the audio on that is uncompressed wave. If we used like MP3 or whatever, it'd be a lot smaller. In fact, I can actually, Okay, so let's open with, let's do this. Tenacity. So this is just the recorded audio for this cassette. And that's a lot of dead space, but if I were to export this as MP3 in the same area, no, where, whatever, fine. Even at the best, you know, insane quality, with stereo, because whatever, export, okay. Go and find that now. Raw audio, wave. 70 megs versus 156. The rest of this, by the way, 82 bytes, 200 bytes, 1.5K, 2.4K, 300 bytes. The vast majority of the data is in that audio. Yeah. Yeah, the vast majority of it is that audio file. And if we put it into MP3, it'd be 70 meg, right? It'd be tiny comparatively. And, you know, not much data loss probably, if any. But the emulator doesn't support MP3. It only supports Wave. So those files are absolutely enormous. Absolutely enormous.
Post office.
I think after the transition inside, it loads the other script and does that thing that I've got a breakpoint on.
Post office.
Post office. Wave is not only lossless, but it makes sample level seeking a lot easier. That's true too.
へえ、ジャングルって何でもあるのね。でも電話はどこにもないみたい。困ったわね。
So you'd have to like break up the audio based on page or whatever to make it like seekable easily, right? Seekable to a level that it needs to be seekable.
Hospital.
Or, and when, you know, Messin loads it or whatever, it decompresses the whole MP3 into a waveform, right? And then just uses that. But that's, I mean, it loads the whole wave anyway, right? I don't know. So it's not like it's
きっとここなら電話あるんじゃ
using
ない
more or less
すいません。電話貸して
space,
ください。
but
おー、よく来た。
memory,
よく来た
RAM, whatever.
待っておったぞ。
That's all I was waiting for
おじ
you.
さんここおじさんの動物病院だったんですか
It'll be more complex. Yeah. And that's fair. That's fair. And for Wave, you don't need any like real special libraries to decode the damn thing, right? You don't need any license for it, that's for sure. No fancy math to figure out what the actual waveform is because it's just the raw uncompressed waveform. Yeah, it doesn't need a decoder. Yep. I thought it was in here somewhere. There it is. There's that long call. All right. Yeah, argument A is 3. Yep. And that is the bank, right? Probably. Long call index. Okay, so that is going into... Who knows, actually? Where does it... Oh, it... Oh, my God. What? No. Okay, set. Index. Load X. 0. Load that. Store that there. That's storing all that stuff. Oh, that's where it loads the argument. Okay, yep. That's the RAM bank, yep. And it swaps it. So we're on 4 right now. Swapped it to 6. Doesn't make any sense to me, but sure. Good, but yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hope to see you again. Loads up the other stuff from the other word bank. Oh, from the other. Yeah. And then goes on doing other shit. Yeah. Anyway, what was I doing over here again? Right. Setting shit to false. Well, except this one. This one's true. No, falsifying a bunch of... Yeah, right. Okay. Oh. These might be true, actually. A5, A6. Four 708. Wait, what the fuck? What was it again? A5. All right. Load argument A. Store that. Store it. Okay, so that's got an argument on it. So those are false. Oh, this one is actually true. Because that's inline assembly. We ain't... jump to the inline address in assembly. So that's going to be... Who the fuck knows where that is? So that one we're just going to leave. Actually... We're going to keep that one as false for now, in case... I'm not sure of any that actually use that. What was that, A7. No, it overwrites argument A. It uses it, sure, but it doesn't read from arg A. It reads word 4E. I hate that so much. Using arg as a temporary, probably some other code uses it. Yeah, almost certainly. Yeah. Yeah, swap based on arg A. Yep, that's the higher M swap. Expect high bit of RGA for details on banks. Wait, what the fuck? Then indirect JSR. 2-word for e. Huh? The address has the bank number in it? What the fuck? Swap based on RGA. Inspect high byte of RGA for details on bank swapping. Okay, so 470E. Branch minus. This means to some level, why forcall doesn't have the address in line. This way, both opcodes can reuse that same target variable, which is set separately. Right. Branch minus RTS. So it won't let you jump into ROM space. Compare it to 50. It won't let you jump to main RAM. Compare to 60. Huh. It uses a table to figure out what bank to go to. Okay. Interesting. So that's not really... I mean, that is a built-in ace, I guess. Well, yeah, because it's going to only in RAM. Those are the making bars, thus the checks. Yes. Also 7. Yeah, so this one here, between 6 and 7, use one, and then 5 uses another. Because 5 is one group of banks, and 6 and 7 are another independent set of banks. That's why. That's why. Okay. Okay. Use. It's not like a table. 470A. Let's use that. 470A as the bank ID. Addresses in 6000 to 7FFF. Use 470B as the bank ID. Six and 7 are swapped together? Yeah, I think so too, yeah. So you use more like 2 areas instead of the 3 message shows of them. Right. I think they can be independently swapped. I think they are in a lot of places. I think. But this code doesn't give a shit. Proton Fig, how you doing? What am I reversing? The StudyBox. This thing right here. And uses tapes as program data. Specifically, there's a script on these tapes that I am figuring out how it works. Digging into that and ironing out a few things and, you know, doing a little bit more on the discovery. Yeah. Possible 16-bit inline. Ew. B3. Do I have that defined anywhere? Nope. Seven? No. What? 7 stack arguments. What? Ew. That's disgusting. Well, it can contain 6502 assembly. It only usually only contains bytecode that it gets interpreted. Right. So one thing I also need to do is I need to unpack all of the ROMs I have and do a bit of a what's it? Yes, like a static analysis, a statistical analysis across all of the scripts to see what's actually used in all of them. Right. So that's something I also want to do. That's part of why I got the stats file, right? So I can work towards figuring that shit out. God, 7 inline arguments, or not inline, 7 stack arguments. That's disgusting. Uses the inline word as a pointer and pushes the byte value at that address to the stack. Okay, so yeah, that's yeah. False. Push string from table. What the fuck? Do we have any examples of 6502 code on tape that we didn't set up ourselves? Not yet, but I haven't. I've only looked at like 2 or 3 tapes in this much depth. I think like only 2 tapes, maybe. English 01, English Plus, but I don't think I did much there. And hearing, the one I'm working on now. April 24. I have the script data, but I'm not decompiling it. Right? I'm not doing anything with it. April, March 24. Again, I'm not decompiling it there. Not doing it here. Yes, this is only like the second tape I'm actually like looking at the data for. The script for, rather. Super Dialog, how you doing? Am I winning or is the computer winning? I like to believe I'm winning, but I don't know. VM has a bytecode for calling into the assembly, not aware of anyone actually using it. Right, but again, like I said, I haven't done a full analysis on these other tapes. I kind of want to. Well, I want to modify the unpack a little bit to ignore the audio output there, so I don't have to worry about like space, really. Yeah. Saying as the goal is figuring out how this works, and we're making progress on that. However slow, so we're winning. Yeah. Even if maybe not soon. I did win that auction the other day, which was cool. So I do have in the mail another tape that I spent way too fucking much money on. Another tape and another goddamn StudyBox. I need to start giving away some of these fucking things. This will be the 5th StudyBox I have. Not the 2nd, not the 3rd, the 5th. 5. This is my main demo unit, the running unit. It didn't come with a box. I have one still in pieces over here. It's green, green screen, whatever. Still in pieces. This is the sacrificial one. And then I have 2 in the boxes right now. In their boxes. And I need to get rid of like at least 2 of these. So the ones in the boxes I might actually get rid of. Yeah. I don't really care for the boxes that much. I mean, I'll get like pictures of all of them before I get rid of them. For, you know, record keeping and documentation. But I figure the people that, you know, would want these things would want ones with the boxes instead. So, yeah. Again, just a tape would be too much to ask, apparently. Yeah. I mean, I'd buy just the tapes. At this point, that's all I really want is the fucking tapes. And it's not going to happen. But in the extremely slim chance that I find any of this shit while I'm in country, the off chance I find any of it, I am throwing all the money I have at tapes and workbooks. Yeah. The workbooks, there's a chance that I'll find them alone because I did find all of a full set of science workbooks, a full set of them that I still need to scan. Let me actually grab one of them. Hang on. I grabbed the whole box, doesn't matter. So I actually scanned these smaller guys recently. This one was a bitch, or disappointing. Frustrating, because folded out like this is 1/4 of an inch too large for my scanning bed. So for that, which one is this? This is the bigger book. So for that, I have to scan each page like this. Because I can't fit the full thing on there, which is bullshit. This one, though, I was able to scan each full page. That was this little guy right here. Yeah. Little fucking compass thing that like folds out or whatever. The Pocket Survival. Yeah. And the bigger book, this guy. Where is it? On one of these pages, that's actually going to be this one. Somewhere. This is a full list of the tapes for the science and math courses. What? Excuse me? For the ones you're getting rid of, would it be reasonable to put some small sticker or something on the box and or device so that if someone sells it again later, you can see it in the photos they've already had and documented that one, thus don't need to rebuy it. So I've been recording all of the serial numbers for these guys. This one. Why? Oh, God. Don't show that again. Oh, Jesus. I opened a LibreOffice and it's doing this bullshit. Oh, God. Oh, I hate this. Oh, fuck. Standard toolbar. That's what I want. Appearance. Dark mode, please. Do not use white document background. I don't care for that shit. Apply. Apply? Close. Okay, there it goes. start now. Okay, so I'm recording all the serial numbers for the ones I have. I think this one is the one that I'm getting in the mail. Let me check. So this is the auction right here. So this tape I don't think we have yet. That's a supplement tape. 25422. Yeah, so this is the one that's coming in the mail. In the mail. But everything else, every box, every study box I find, do you notice the douche? I thought that was a do not show again. Oh boy. Well, but yeah, so everyone that I find, I am writing down the serial number. And you notice, so these 4 green ones are the ones I own. Yay. Yahoo source. No. That's not a Yahoo auction. YouTube vid. Twitter. Oh yeah, that I don't think the number was right on that, but yeah. I can't find that one again either. They're actually this guy here censored the number, but like poorly, right? Did the fucking pixelize censor, right? So I could still see the number. And it turns out I found this later on Yahoo, I think. On Yahoo Auctions. Or rather, I found it on Yahoo Auctions first. And then, yes, that's probably why I had Yahoo on there. Yahoo Auction. Yeah, so they ended up selling it, I think. Or that was the unit they bought off of Yahoo Auctions? I don't know. It's one of those two ways. But yeah, they poorly censored out the serial numbers. Like, buddy, it doesn't matter. Like, the serial number is a serial number. It's not going to dox you. It's fine. Also, I know what your serial number is anyway. And that doesn't even fucking matter because the serial number on the circuit boards is fucking different. Because of course they are. Yeah, anyway. So the reason I got this box out. So for the English ones, these are all bound by staples, right? They're kind of thin, right? Thin paper. I actually kind of want to like rescan a bunch of these because it's staples, and I want to remove the staples and like lay it flat and not have to worry about like folding pages over. But probably isn't that much of a deal, honestly, with these. So maybe not. I don't know. But the other ones, the ones that are the science ones. So there's a blue one right here. Ooh. These are glue bound. There's no staple there. As long as everyone shows the serial in the photos, this will let you know which one it is. Yeah. So these are all glue bound. And I do not want to ruin these, right? By like ungluing it or whatever. So I need to build a rig to scan these fucking things. Scan. And these are in like mint condition too, by the way. Like I don't even think there's any. This is the first workbook, and I don't see any handwriting in this one. I don't think. It's fucking. It starts with a goddamn manga. Like what? And his pictures of shit and stories and things. Tech Tangents, if he's got any ideas or is willing to do the scanning for it. You know, that's not the worst thing. I forgot about that guy, actually. Hey, can you scan these for me? Please and thank you. If it's not good condition, it'd be a shame to ruin it. Yeah, so I want to do non-destructive scanning, right? Which, to do that, it's possible, but it's a fucking rig, right? DIY book scan. You can see I've already searched for this shit. Designs. This kind of thing, right? Book edge scanner. What the hell does that look like? Oh, yeah, one of these things. Okay. These are kind of expensive, though, aren't they? Yeah, I don't really want to fold it like that much of a fold. Too much. Right? Way too much. Like, the most I really want to do with these is like 90-ish degrees, right? So nothing with it laying flat. None of this crap. Nothing where I have to force it flat. What the fuck is this? The Elite. Book Scan Center Elite. Whoa. No, this okay. What? How much? Wait. Combines a 23-inch all-in-one PC preloaded with the award-winning ScanX software and an 11x17 book edge scanner. It has been library book scanner choice for the past 9 years because of its large, friendly buttons and user scan. How much is this fucker? Flexi, what the hell? Most affordable. Software, ScanX, Linux. All right, okay, Scan Center, the full thing. How much? Is it not? Get a quote. That translates to no. That translates to no. This is just the all-in-one. That's just the all-in-one. You can't do shit with that. $300. By hanging off the edge of a table. Not even buy, so it might be. Oh my god, really? The name? Oh yeah, that's the name. Yeah. 88 grand? Go fuck yourself. 88 grand. Oh, is this like it auto flips the pages too? Fucking hell. No. That's a few hundred. I mean, I just dropped like 200 on another fucking StudyBox that I don't even need. I just want the tape. I spent $200 on a tape, basically. So that's not like That's not necessarily out of my budget. What? No. Copy just that, please. What the? Why did it copy all that shit? No. Does this have Linux drivers? Works sanely? What do you mean sanely? Yeah. Doesn't help me. Not at all. God damn it. Installation Windows. Fuck you. Application software. Fuck you. Actually, I'll go back to that. What's the official documentations? Is it supposed to just work? Oh, scanning. How to? No. What is this cancer? Oh, I hate this. Give me a fucking PDF. God damn it. What is this shit? No, it's not missing any scripts. All right. It's just this bad. Hey, pro level gear? Yeah. Oh my God. But yeah, maybe I'll reach out to somebody. Tech Tangents. Tech Tangents? Earlier this stream. The irony is not lost on me. All right? As I said that, I remembered what I said earlier this stream about how I feel about PDFs. The irony is not lost on me. Shut up. Got a nice camera and light stuff for PCBs? Yes. I was thinking of that actually. It's getting it rigged up for it is the challenging part, right? So these here, like, okay, I could rig something, right? 2 panes of glass. Can I get away with 1? Maybe. I have a bare pane of glass behind the curtain right now because I went, wait a minute, I've got a bunch of picture frames that I'm not using. Those are glass, right? It's fucking plate glass. It is terrifying, but it's glass. So now I need to figure out a rig of like getting that set up and getting a camera, my camera set up on like a tripod nicely and spending like 2 full days just powering through it. So I can keep all of the setup like the same and I don't have to worry about like resetting the shit up, right? Hey, Dylan, Luke, welcome. But with a single camera setup, it's kind of jank because I have to do like all the even pages and then all the odd pages basically, right? Even decided to be placed behind the book and using something semi-thin to flatten the pages by their edges. Right. So this here, like the I wanted to open the image in the new tab. Like that. Thank you. So there's like the support plates right? The support wood. You notice that there's a gap here to hold the binding, basically, right? And also so you can, like, change the size of it. And then there's a glass V or plexi V there that presses into the book to flatten it out and get it all whatever. And then up here, there's a little hole for the cameras. And there's lights that are wider in there as well, right? So the idea is you flip a page, or you pull it up with this handle, you flip a page, gently put it back down, hit a button, and both cameras take a picture and upload the images to wherever, right? Lift the bar, flip page, down, hit a button. Rinse and repeat, right? Yeah. For the glass pane, so the edges on that glass are like untreated, right? And they're kind of rough. So I don't know how well it would work for my purposes. And the cuts aren't, it's fucking picture frame glass, right? So it isn't necessarily perfectly straight, kind of, right? It certainly isn't perfectly square. And I don't want to, like, damage the books by ripping them accidentally by using a sharp edge of this glass, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to commit to building one of these fucking things, if I want to go that far, or if I want to just, like, rig something, because this is large, right? This is sizable. So not only is this a commit to build, it's also a commit to store, right? Yeah, work the glass edges to make it less risky, right? Which I also risk breaking the glass, which at that point I might as well just buy 2 pieces of Plex, right? And just use 2 fresh pieces of Plex and get, make it larger than whatever, get 2 90-degree brackets, and, like, if I can, screw the brackets on or whatever so they're fixed at 90 degrees instead of gluing. So here gluing, like, you can, but it doesn't show up very well. It makes a mess of the seam. Number of this piece, place the glass by hand, no frame holding onto the book. Yeah, well, I need a way to hold the other page of the book out of the way as well. Because again, I'm not I'm not flattening this fucking thing, right? Come on, where's my green? There we go. It was bluish. So these, a chopstick. Yeah, so I've got to, like, keep one of these sides flat, right? So that means I got to do something with the other side. I have to, like, hold that side up somehow and keep it out of the way by not holding it, by the way, because I don't want to be touching any of that. So I can, I don't even know if it's, I think it's actually in the bag. I've got a remote clicker thing, or remote shutter for my camera, right? So I can have a really low exposure, really slow exposure. So, I don't have to worry about, like, not getting enough exposure and cranking the ISO or whatever the hell, right? So I can set up on a tripod, hit it, takes a second long exposure because fuck it, right? And it'll be fine because I don't have to touch anything, right? Yeah. Could you get in the way? Yeah. So it's yeah. I might reach out to somebody that does this stuff firsthand, or not firsthand, but already has the equipment for it, and see what that would involve. Prices, shipping stuff over there, that kind of thing. Actually, hang on. I wonder. Is there anyone near me that does this? that'd be something to find out. Like if, like a local library did this kind of thing. Yeah, I need something. Not necessarily glass, but I need something to hold it, right? Where to find reliable book scanning services in your area. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? This doesn't seem like anything of what it purports to be. Huh? Oh, okay. Well. Anyway. Yeah. Someone could do it more professional like, it would be easier and more expensive. Yeah. Their experience would make them less likely to inadvertently cause damage. Exactly. And that's an important thing for these, for me anyway, right? Sure, there's some creases and whatever, so there's some, you know, wear and tear on these. But the insides of these things are fucking mint. Okay, so there is a little bit of writing in here. Barely any in pencil. But like still. None of this shit's filled out. None of this shit's filled out, right? So they were used very, very lightly. Some of these have like beautiful, beautiful pictures in them, right? That I can't really show very well, but like that's a caterpillar on a stick. It's green, so the green screen, you know, whatever. Do most schools buy one set of books and just make it? No, you kidding? No, they don't make copies. No. They buy the books themselves, all the books. But yeah, I'll have to look around and see if I can find anybody local and or semi-local that might be able to do something like that for me. Because I mean, I'll pay to get it done. That's not really much of an issue. Total price might be an issue, but yeah, and I mean it's like 12 of those books. Ooh. Come on. How many is it? So not counting the ones I've already scanned, that is. So these are the new ones. They're actually kind of thicker. A few more pages than the others. 60 pages, 65 pages. These other ones max out at like 20, I think. 4 is on the bottom there. 12 of these books. Yeah, I don't know about a 3D printed one. If anything, if I'm gonna spend money on stuff, it's either something I'm going to buy like this, semi-professional grade, or I'm gonna make one myself, or more likely, honestly, if I can find somebody to do it for me, professional. If I can find a professional to do it for me, I'll just pay them to do it for me. So I need to do some research on that. See if anybody's near me. You know, if anybody has the capabilities to do that. No. Yeah, I'll look around after stream. Go back in there. In country, but not nearby. They go on the West Coast. I mean, I've got connections up in Canada, so like, in country isn't even a requirement. Arizona, out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Oh my god. It's the middle of goddamn nowhere. Who was that again? Tech Tangents. Could be tricky to find someone to do such a small job too. When starting with most pros, they only do much larger jobs. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. He's got book scanning stuff? I didn't know that. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, I won't know unless I ask, right? So. But yeah, so like, another thing I need to do is like, actually translate all this stuff. If I donate the books, well, yeah, so that's the thing. I'd want them back, right? I would want the books returned to me after they've been scanned. If you get really lucky, you might find someone interested in archiving stuff like this, and thus be more willing to help out. That'd be nice. That'd be real nice. Like if I can find someone in New England, I mean, that'd be like the perfect thing, right? I'd fucking drive over there, and I don't know. No, I wouldn't have to ship anything. Just drive over there with them. But I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to actually do a little bit of research. Yeah. Maybe I'll ask on the NestDev Discord about it as well. Hey, does anybody know any book scanning services in the States? I have a bunch of workbooks that I need scanned and I don't want to destroy. Discovering same in different places. Oh, this one. Yeah. Those are New England. So, yes. New England, Luke. New England. And honestly, like, even if it's down more towards New York, in New Jersey, my parents are in New Jersey, so that's not far either for me. Pennsylvania, New York, any of New England. Yeah, so from like Pennsylvania to, I don't know if I want to go to Maine, but I'll go to Maine, I guess, right? Anywhere in that stretch is like a day trip for me. Almost. Hell, even up into Canada, into like up to Ottawa or Toronto. I'm getting about half of each 2 kanji compound in that description. It's more than I can get. If one is closer, easier to get to where you are. I mean, I'm not going to dox myself if that's what you're asking. Mundai is one of those I recognize both sides, but yeah. But yeah, so in this chart, by the way, has confirmed that science and math is a single course, and the year doesn't matter as much, right? April to March of the next year. So the actual year doesn't really matter too much. US, 200 miles is a short distance, exactly. No, my work is a print and mail place. We do fuck all for scanning. To the point where, oh my God. So, so with this acquisition, right? There's this new web interface management thing. It's an internal piece of software where it tracks work orders and where jobs are, and if it's in processing, if it's printing, if it's inserting, if it's mailed, how much to bill it for, that kind of bullshit, right? One of the things it keeps track of is stock, right? How much of this check stock do we have? How much of this check stock do we have? How much plain paper, plain 60-pound do we have? How much plain 20-pound do we have? How much paper do we have, right? How much of these envelopes and those envelopes? So, in order to enter in a lot of this stock, we had to scan the stock. So what did the genius, I'm using that word sarcastically, plant manager do? He got a document scanner that does not have a flat scanning bed. It's a feed scanner to scan things like envelopes, and white paper. So the warehouse guy scans a piece of white paper, and the scanner goes, I don't see anything, there's nothing to scan. What? No, fuck you. There's a white piece of paper there, shut up. So he comes to me like, hey, we're having trouble with the scanner. Help. And I'm like, they bought this for you? This isn't going to work at all for what you need to do. Because this will do 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper and basically nothing else. You need a flatbed scanner. Hang on, I think I know where one is, because my office used to have a flatbed scanner in it until I took it out of my office because I didn't want a flatbed scanner in my office that I never used. So I hunted down that flatbed scanner. I found it, brought it over to him, plugged it in, got it all set up, got him situated, and he's like, oh my God, this is so much better. Well, yeah, I know, right? Put an envelope down. Oh, here's a blue piece of paper that we use for something else. Who cares? Put it on top of that, close the lid, scan it. Now we can see exactly where that envelope is. Beautiful. So he went wild scanning fucking everything he could find, basically. He had fun with that one. But yeah, so that's the extent of our expertise on scanning shit at work. Is that's a scanner, it'll work, right? What do you mean it can't do legal size paper? What do you mean it can't scan envelopes? So yeah, no. We can print shit. We can print shit for days. That's our bread and butter. Scanning is a foreign concept to us. But yeah. Yeah, so I need to like sit down and like actually like translate a lot of this shit too. Transcribe and then translate. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'll like, I don't know how I'll present the translated stuff. If I'll like go scanlation route and like, you know, replace stuff on the page, on the image. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that far. Oop. I don't know. I don't know how I want to do that. If I even want to do it that way. My workplace has made systems for scanning and archiving that worked rather better than that. But we didn't do the actual scanning. We just did the software for managing the results. Oh. Never knew you also printed legal docs for law firms. No, look. Legal is this paper size. It's a paper size. There's letter, and then there's legal paper size. Because the U.S. is weird, and we measure shit in our own way. The legal size of a page. 11 by 14 is a legal 11 inches, or no, 8.5 by 14. Excuse me, sorry. 8.5 across, 14 inches down. That is legal size paper. Legal is the smallest U.S. paper size, larger than A4. Those systems are where my knowledge of PDF 8 come from, aka the archival variants of PDF. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. Wow. Angles and ants and numbers, electricity and butterflies and shit. Even has the tapes. Look at that. Model of family coming everything. For those of you who are in the U.S. but need to print A4, print legal and cut the result down. God damn it. Don't hug me, I'm scared. As you might guess, they're rather more restricted than PDFs in general in terms of what they're allowed to contain. That's what I figured. Yeah. Can they contain spot color? Is that a thing that they can do? Are they limited on their color spaces? Perchance? In fact, you had to do this. Not the most recent time I replaced my passport, but the time before. I need to renew my passport soon. It expires next year, so I'll redo it after my trip. But yeah. Anyway. Not sure. Been a while. Probably not. That's a color management thing for printing, right? Yeah, kind of, sorta. The three color spaces I'm aware of that I have personally seen in PDFs. Not necessarily PDF A's or whatever, but like, you know, bullshit PDFs that we're generating. RGB, obviously, CMYK, and custom spot color, which would be named whatever the fuck you name the spot color. Micro in my case. Yeah. I know it's also a PostScript thing that is jank as fuck, because PostScript is just jank. But yeah. Yeah. And yeah, for the spot colors, it also has either an RGB or CMYK equivalent, right? So in case whatever thing doesn't support the spot color, it falls back to the CMYK value or the RGB value or whatever. We actually use that specifically for the spot color, for the mica, right? So mica ink is black. If that doesn't print mica, we don't want it using black ink. We want it using something else. We make it magenta. So you see immediately that it didn't print correctly, right? Because it's a bright magenta color. Like a pinkish color, right? So you know, oh fuck, stop. Everything's wrong. Yeah. Most countries require a password to have a certain validity to enter. Yeah, it's 3 months. Because that is the standard duration of a visa, a visitor visa. Yeah, 90-day visa is usually what you get when you enter a country. Well, depending on what country you're going to and which one you're coming from, or have a passport from. Right? For U.S. passport holders into Japan, that is 90 days. Same thing into China, apparently. I learned last time when I needed to book it across Shanghai, was it? think it was Shanghai. Whatever city we had a layover in that one time. For a while after your visit is supposed to end? Really? Huh. Mine is a few months afterwards, so it's not like immediately afterwards. It's after the 90 days, so it's into next year, right? Yeah. I like China compared to Japan. So all I have experienced of China is 2 separate airports and the ride between them. So I can't really say that I have experienced China. Other than being fucking ripped off by that bastard of a cab driver who was taking advantage of the situation. That's my only impression I have of the country so far. The first-hand impressions. And you can't really, judge a country on the actions of one cabbie, Yeah. Did he turn off the meter? No, the fucker charged me double what the meter said. The bastard. I was doing the conversions, like, in the car on my phone, right? The, oh, what the fuck is their currency over there? YUAN or some shit? Yuan? YUAN, yeah. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I was doing the conversion, right? And I'm like, all right, so converted directly into, yeah, CNY. Converted directly into USD, it's this much. Round up a bunch, and I expect to pay this inflated price. He saw I had another fucking 20. The bastard. He goes, no, give me more. And at that point, I had been on a plane for 15 fucking hours. 14 hours. And I needed to get on another flight. And he wouldn't open the trunk for my bags until I gave him money, the fucker. A little more than having been in a country, technically, due to having been in an airport there. But not much more. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be hitchhiking. Well, not hitchhiking. I wasn't supposed to be legging it across the fucking city. I was supposed to land in an airport and then go to a different terminal in the same airport. But instead, I landed somewhere else, and we got off the plane, and then we went through customs, and then we're dumped into the city. And like, oh, cool. Here's the shuttle to the other terminal. That's not what I want. Actually, I need the other airport. I don't have your Monopoly money to figure out how to get around. I didn't study your subway system, thank you very much. Which, now that I think of it, I should probably do at least a little bit of research on the layover in South Korea this time. Granted, almost everyone over there speaks English, so, like, I'm not worried about that. But at least a little precursory, oh, if we land at a different airport, how do I get to the one I'm supposed to be at in the 4 hours I need in between my flight? Right? One of those. So, I'll have to do that in another few days or whatever. There are no direct flights from Boston? No. The closest I got was the East China Air, which was Boston to Shanghai, and then Shanghai into Tokyo. He did not have an international layover. Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, I've got a 4-hour layover in Seoul, South Korea, coming back. Can't layover at LAX. So we're taking Canada Air. So we're hopping across Canada. It's like New York to, I think, Toronto, and then Toronto to West Coast somewhere, and then from West Coast into Japan, I think. And on the way back, it's Osaka to Seoul, and then from there it's into Canada. No, it will not be enough time. It won't be enough time to exit the airport, really. Because, okay, you exit the airport, you get out into South Korea proper. To get back into the airport, you need to, like, go through security and shit again. And my bags are going to be changing fucking planes and shit. Right? Actually, I think I actually need to pick up my bags and, like, recheck my bags in there. I'll have to verify that before we go. So I want my stuff to come with me. Yeah, so it's not enough time, really, that I'm comfortable with leaving the airport. And there's a non-zero chance, because I just fucking expect at this point, that, you know, we don't land at the airport we need to land at. Like, that's a possibility. So I wanna account for that, you know? If that happens in Canada, I am less worried about that, right? Basically, anywhere I land in Canada along the line, I'll be able to talk to somebody in English. Even if we're not going that way, but even if I, like, landed in fucking Montreal or something like that, I'd be able to find somebody that spoke English easily. And I'd be like, oh, I need to go south a bit to get home. It's on the same continent. I can drive if I really need to. But in Korea's still on the other side of the goddamn planet. I can't drive home from there. The fact that you're going back to Canada does not feel like it would make sense. I don't feel like it's fine. Not to worry about that. It's not a private jet, so whatever. It's about the same time going due north over the North Pole or going across Canada. It's about the same time. The only difference is the airports you land at. Going north, you're landing in China somewhere, or Russia, I suppose. But yeah, and then going across the continent out west, you're landing either in California or you're hopping across Canada or something, or you're hitting Hawaii or whatever. Right? Still roughly about the same distance. Yeah. Roughly about the same distance. when it's that far away, the difference doesn't make much. Yeah. If the plane going to Canada anyway, yeah, more equal to take that one than to add another plane going directly. Well, so the conflict that they are instigating is on the other side of the country. A long ways away from anywhere I'll be. Long ways. Yeah. That, and I'm not sure that Air Canada can fly in Russian airspace. Air China can. And in fact, I've been in Russian airspace, which is weird to think about. Yeah, so we when we flew over there, I'll bring up a map. In a private window, so I don't dox myself after I zoom out enough. Yeah. So the first time around, we flew due north out of New York or Boston. I forget. It might have been Boston. Due north, right? So we went over the Arctic, over the North Pole, and then coming down, we came down over here, right? Down this way, and then before we got to North Korea, we made a turn, made sure we didn't go over that airspace, and then landed in Shanghai. We're supposed to land at this airport. This is one we took off out of. But instead, we landed like over here somewhere. Might have been this airport. Yeah. So I had to get a taxi from this airport to this one. So yeah, we drove down that or whatever. These guys, do they have... Oh, nothing's lined up because fuck you. We probably drove down that. Do they have... They don't have Street View here, do they? No, of course not. Have you got spots here and there, though? What are these spots? Ugh. What the hell is that he's got? Is this your second time you and your brother are in Korea? No, this will be our first time in Korea. On a flat map going via the pole looks like such a detour, yet the real globe is probably... Oh, yeah. It's the most direct path, because, you know, the world is actually a sphere, believe it or not. Or close enough to a sphere. But yes, we're flying into... over into Seoul, going back. I have no idea which airport. But, I mean, it's a stone's throw away from this place. A stone's throw. So that's the closest I'm going to be to there, that's for sure. Is this flight plan stuff you're talking about? Going via Russia? What the fuck? No. Okay, so that was my last trip. We went via China Air out of Boston, right? So we left Boston International, and we went due north, right? So we leave the airport, and we're over New Hampshire, and then we're over fucking Quebec, then Canada for a bit, right? Keep going north, and we go over the North Pole, and this is flat, so it curves around, right? And we like come down over like here, I think, kind of like that, kind of close to the coast a little bit. And then it looked like we were gonna go over North Korea, but no, we turned. We turned before that, and then we're supposed to come in to this airport here. This is my last trip, 7-ish years ago. We were supposed to land here. This is the one we took off out of. But instead, we landed over here, and we had to figure out how to get from this airport to this airport, which wasn't fun. And then from there, we flew over to Tokyo to this one, Haneda. Finnair flies Tokyo to Helsinki directly over the polar routes. Yeah, it's more direct a lot of times. And then, so on that trip, the flight out, so we flew into this airport, right? So the day we're supposed to leave, we get up, we pack everything, we get out the door, we show up here, we go, hey, where's this terminal? And they go, this is the wrong airport. And I go, what? Yeah, your airport. Where is it? It's up here somewhere. It's over here. That's like an hour away? Roughly? I don't know. So this is the airport we were leaving out of, not the other one. It's like, oh, shit. Where are the taxis? Oh, God. Yeah. So I run over to an ATM, and it let me withdraw 500 USD in yen. It just let me do that. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Let's go. I go downstairs. Hey, I find the taxis. I'm like, hey, can you take me to this airport? He goes, no, try that guy over there. I'm like, hey, can you take me to this airport? Yeah, sure. Oh, thank God. So I want to look which airlines you book with. Haneda is mostly a national. And a few of the big old carriers. Everything else is everything. Yeah. Everything else is this one, yeah. Because that's the international one. But Yeah, we also had a flight from it's one of the Osaka airports. I don't remember which one. Because we stayed in Osaka last time. Somewhere over here. But we had a domestic flight from one of these airports. I don't know which airport. Probably not that one. No, it actually probably was this one. Never mind. But yeah, it was a domestic flight from here all the way up to here. I think this one. Maybe that one. I don't know. Up to an airport in Sapporo. Japan Air is insane. They only care to operate 787 in domestic flights. Is that a big plane? It is a big boy. Does that domestically? Damn. The ATM lets you choose between local conversion rate and your bank's conversion rate. Your banks would always better choice. I don't know about that, but I don't know. I wasn't thinking about conversion rates at that point. I was thinking of, oh God, I need to get to the airport. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. That's what I was thinking. Conversion rates and how much the cab was going to cost, not on my mind. Not at all. The only thing that was on my mind is, will this be enough for an hour cab ride? That's all I was thinking of, right? Yeah. Then to get out of from Sapporo down to Tokyo down here, we actually hopped on Shinkansen from over here. So we hopped on the standard rail, right? Where we're looking, standard rail from, I don't know, probably over here, you know. Yeah, we took a subway to a rail station. It started snowing. Then we took that train down these fucking cliffs and shit. Some of this was like really scenic through like a cliffside, I think. Somewhere, I don't know. But maybe some over here. I don't know. But yeah, so we took the local train down to here, and then we got on the bullet train from here, and we took that all the way down, because this had like just opened, this right here. Took that all the way down, follow it down to Tokyo Station. It took like 11 hours. That was the better part of a day. Yokohama. That's too far down. Not Yokohama, Tokyo. Yeah. It's actually Haneda to Osaka. Really? I wouldn't think that would be the 787s. I would think like, you know, Osaka down to fucking... Where the hell is it? Okinawa or something like that, you know? Down here. But I guess not. Yeah. Okinawa was a like vacation spot for it. I guess, yeah. Are there ferry services? Probably. They're cheaper than flying? The ferry is just going to take you across this gap right here. The flight was like an hour or two flight from Osaka to Sapporo. You're not riding a boat for that long. You're not. That's like cruise distance, all right? That's a day or two on a boat. It took 11 hours on train. On high-speed train, by the way, on the Shinkansen. Shinkansen. Yeah. I figured high traffic. Yeah, which is surprising because like there's bullet trains between these two as well. I know this because last time we were there, we took one from Tokyo to Osaka, and going back, we're going to be going both ways on a bullet train from Osaka to Tokyo and the reverse. Tokyo Express again. But then I guess flying is faster, technically, than a train ride. And I guess that's like on the lower end of, you know, flights. I don't know. The lower distance, I suppose. But yeah, we're going here this time, which in a few days, on Tuesday, we'll be able to make reservations, I think. On Tuesday. So you have to wait for the 10th of the previous month to make whatever. I have not climbed Mount Fuji. No, I don't plan on it either. I've seen it, though. I've seen Fuji from a plane. Why is it all colors? What the fuck? Both times I was there, we went to Enoshima. This right here. Fantastic place, by the way. Great little touristy spot to go to if you ever visit Tokyo. Right, it's about an hour south of Tokyo by commuter rail. Well, not commuter, but by train. Fantastic place to visit. Highly recommend. Right here is an observation tower that you're supposed to see Fuji at. And this is actually perfect. There's clouds in the way in this picture. That's where Fuji's supposed to be. See, that's the edge of Fuji. Yeah, so when I was there, you look out at the city, and it's beautiful. Clear as day, right? You turn around, and you look for Fuji, and clouds. And it's like, what the hell? It's supposed to look like that. Well, the tower's over there, but yeah, Fuji's right the fuck there. But yeah, beautiful area. Beautiful spot to go and visit. Lots of stairs. Be warned. Lots of stairs. Let's actually play. Oh, okay, well. I think I have to enable scripts and I can't do that here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going back. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And this time we're actually gonna bring real cameras. Tokyo to Osaka, an hour 15 minutes for 250 nautical miles. I think the train ride is like 4 hours or something stupid. Right? Maybe? It's more than an hour 15. 2 hours maybe? I don't know. I forget. It's longer than the plane ride though, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, the last time, like, oh god, the last leg of our journey was Tokyo to Osaka, and we're staying in Osaka, right? And we grabbed the last Shinkansen from Tokyo to Osaka. Will not to feed the friendly deer? I don't know about that. I was paranoid at this point of falling asleep on the train and missing the Osaka stop. Because if that happened, we wouldn't be able to get on the next train in the other direction because that train wasn't running at that time. It was like, we got to Osaka like 11 o'clock that night. I was terrified of falling asleep on the train. Because at that point, we'd been traveling for like fucking 24 hours or something stupid. But yeah, so we made it. And we get to the hostel we're staying at. hourly flight? Oh my god. That's a lot of people moving. Holy shit. That's cheap. What the fuck? Let me have a look at Flight Radar real quick. What? No, I'm not choosing a subscription plan. Oh, upgrade to move sidebar. Okay, that's what that is. Make sure I zoom out so I don't dox myself. So there's like one in the air from, what is it, here? Nope, they're going that way. Going to Bangkok. Where are you going? Seoul. Tue. Shanghai. Paris. Air France. Okay, fair. Where are you going? Where the fuck is that? Wuxi? What the who the hell? Ah, got it. Wuxi. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. How about you? Shanghai. Shanghai. Seoul. Do you have a flight number? We can see if any more are in the sky right now at 11 a.m. noon-ish. Oh my god, look at this. Tokyo to not available. Okay. Ishikawa. Osaka. Awesome. Tokyo to JFK. That's a direct motherfucking flight. Excuse me? That's got to be an expensive one. Fucking A. Japan Airlines. All right. What's the... I want the like the flight number. Do I not get that here? JAL 101. San Fran, Tokyo, Chicago, Dallas, Tokyo. And those are Japan Airlines flights. All right. 112. Show a map. This bastard right here. Oh, okay. So it went over. Oh. Okay, Jesus. Jump and link the Memphis instruction. Yes, that guy just landed. Well, no, Japan Airlines. Give me all Japan. Can I get all Japan Airlines? Yeah. What was that one that I actually saw? Was it 101? 103. Oh, no, that's recent or scheduled. Okay. 107. 11. 111. 113. 115 on there? 115. Oh, this one's going the other direction. Scheduled 11:30. Just left the gate. Tokyo, 11:05 a.m. JFK, 11 a.m. Nice to see they got the time traveling figured out. Yeah. Odds are Tokyo to Osaka. Evens are Osaka to Tokyo. Yeah, makes sense. All right. See, this one is just starting his flight. No, I'll put that over here. Keep an eye on that. All right. Why did I put those in there again? So I can do this. If instruction count is that, and T dot instruction dot. The fuck did I call it? Inline absolute. No, what the fuck should that be called? Immediate. Inline immediate. Okay. And not that. TARDIS Express, when it absolutely positively has to get there before you send it. when it needs to be there yesterday. Oh, that was the unpack. No, I want to do where is the for loop up here? That one. Okay. And now was page 25? No, packet not page 25. That is the wrong. Okay. Segment 25. This guy. Okay. Push word. Uh-oh. That pushes just the word, actually. How do I have that set up in here? If it's 2. No, it's already first place count with 2. Oh, okay. What happens if I do that? Go over here. I didn't change it. Oh, because those aren't, they don't have a value. They're not in the script. That's why they don't do anything for that. All right. Well, I'll keep them like that. I think, what does push word actually do? Does that... pushes the inline word to the stack. Okay, so it doesn't... Alright. Push word indexed. The fuck does that do? Push word indexed? B9. Index deref. Ugh. Sounds like a variable, basically. Kind of? No. Thank you for sending us the thing. It's exactly what we needed. What did we send you again? Okay, thanks. Where's the ship? Sure, it's a ship via TARDIS, yeah, right? Oh, the plane took off. Finsk's to Helsinki via the pole, literally missing by mere miles. Oh my god. Yeah. It's beautiful up there. Lots of cloud cover when I was up there, though. Yeah, so at least try and find it. I guess that's fine for the auto stuff, for the auto variable. Because we can define variables in like user defined variables in a thing. You know what I should probably do is I should probably label file. I should probably have a better format for this fucking file. Because it's a line by line line, you know. I don't know if I want to do that tonight though. Maybe I'll try different formats like JSON or XML, or something else. See if I can get a better format in here for this. I don't know. Have I been to Nara on my past? No, I haven't been to Nara. Nope. Nope. Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap up. I'm tired. We got a little bit done, not too much, but a little bit. I'm okay with getting that much done tonight. Let's see what else is on. Let's see who can raid. I'm gonna raid somebody. What file that's on? I'm live right now. I'm not really a fan of XML. That said, there are far worse formats, so I prefer XML to a bunch of other things. It's fine. I'm not worrying about it too much. Let's go over here. Let's be fine. No. Can die in hell? PDFs can die in hell. Okay? So I tried parsing XML, or generating XML, excuse me, in PLB a few weeks back. And I realized why no one used the XML implementation in PLB to do anything. Because it's shit. The implementation in PLB doesn't work like it should. It's very verbose, yeah, which can be a good thing. You know, it could also be a pain in the ass. But I prefer it over some other formats, like Excel. Do not give me data in an Excel spreadsheet. Fuck you. I don't want it there. Don't give me data in a goddamn PDF. I'd much rather it in XML at that point. So find closing tags? It isn't. It's not that. It's not that. Multi-level isn't a fucking thing. Having an array of something isn't a thing. Having nested levels doesn't exist. Having more than one thing at the root level, you can't do that. It looks like it was set up for a very specific use case, for a very specific layout of an XML file. And nothing else. So it doesn't even follow the fucking spec at all. But, yeah. Anyway, we're going to go over here. Come with me to say hi. I would really appreciate it. I'll be back on Sunday doing some more stuff. Probably more of this. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, spoilers of Sunbelt extension. Yeah. But yeah, you guys have a good night. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.